Good evening and welcome to Gana Shot.
The world today is changing fast. Yet some things prevail stronger than change. Wisdom prevails. Wisdom guides. It leads the way and shows what's right. Blessed by the wisdom of the ancient philosopher Chanakya, a strategist with a keen eye for defense. The Indian Army and Clause is back with its second edition of the Chankya Defense Dialogue 2024. The inaugural 2023 edition united top minds from across the world, shedding light on AI, big data and beyond. We set the tone for India's defense leadership with Atmanirbharta as the mantra. In the journey of nation building, we see a common dream where growth is fueled through comprehensive security. A secure nation, a secure region, a secure world where peace reigns. The biggest defense leaders, strategists and think tanks assemble to strike a balance. Partnerships to technical know-how. Security, ecology, culture and more. Together, we strive to put India on the road to fulfilling its dreams of Viksit Bharat. The time has come for India to take its seat as the Vishwa Bandhu and give the world a safer, secure and stable identity. Chanakya Defense Dialogue 2024. Drivers in nation building. Fueling growth through comprehensive security.
Good evening. Today we're going to talk with General Dushyant Singh about the concept of the Chanakya Defense Dialogues. And for this, first let me welcome General Dushyant Singh. Good evening, General Dushyant. Welcome. You're going to launch the Chanakya Defense Dialogues. I'd like you to give an overview what all this is about, what's your concept, everything. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, sir. I think the curtain raiser gave out the flavor of what the Chanakya Defense Dialogue is, and this is a series of seminars which we are going to hold annually. This is the second edition. The first edition was conducted in 2023 on the 2nd and 3rd November 2023. We had the Vice President coming for that particular Chanakya Defense Dialogue first edition. And the focus on that particular seminar was on the Indo-Pacific, essentially ensuring security, stability in the Indo-Pacific through collaborations, partnerships, etc. So therefore, in the same sequence this year, we thought based on the overall national vision which has been charted out by the new government, which is of taking India towards the path of development, whereby by 2047 the nation should be a fully developed country where our per capita income, along with our national security, hard power, soft power, everything is balanced in a manner that we are able to sustain as well as secure our development. So somewhere, this being the overall thought process, we thought this year also we must focus on this broad theme. Although by design we look more into security, but in our own wisdom, based on the discussion which we had with the various people in the army headquarters and the chief himself, we felt that it should be broadened. The entire seminar scope should be broadened to cover various aspects which go into development, and how national security plays a major part in these areas of development, or as people are now calling it, as pillars of Viksit Bharat. There are actually 11 pillars. We will not be able to target all 11 pillars, but we are definitely targeting six of them through the various sessions, and certain flavor will be given through special sessions, in which we will invite important personalities, dignitaries of our country, who would lay down their vision about how India should conduct itself on the path of Viksit Bharat through the entire Amrit Kal, for which we have roughly about 20 to 25 years of time left. You can say 2 decades. While we say that we will be able to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047, that is not the important point. The important point is that the journey, whether it takes 25 years, 30 years, that is not that relevant. The important point is that the journey towards that, achieving that goal, should be smooth, and that can only happen if our national security is robust, resilient against any kind of external as well as internal threats. So this is the key concept as far as the current this year's seminar is concerned. Last year we had the vice president of India coming for this inaugural address. This year we had intended to get the prime minister, but as you are aware, 24th 25th is the BRICS summit, and it's a big event for the nation. So we have the Raksha Mantri who will be giving out the inaugural address for this year's seminar. But let me assure you, the lineup is top of the line, whether it is international or whether it is internal lineup of speakers, panelists, and the delegates are concerned. You will also realize that last year we had just about 2 3 international speakers. This year we have a total of 9 speakers, people from US, people from US War College, people from Israel, experts from Sri Lanka. So you name it. It's a very big galaxy of speakers who are going to be there with us, both military and non-military. That means we will have a flavor of civilian speakers as well as military speakers. So people are in for a great, I would say, learning process as far as our national security and national development interplay is concerned between each of them. It's like the chicken and egg story. So, having said the ball rolling with this overall concept, I would like to
Yeah.
take the audience through as to what is there in store for each one of them as part of the Chanakya Defense Dialogue. So, can we go to the next slide, sir? I'm not able to operate. So, yeah, yes, sir. So, as far as Chanakya Defense Dialogues overall broad aims are concerned, it will be, the way we are conceiving it, it will be led by the Indian Army. Essentially, Indian Army is the driver of this particular seminar, and Clause is the facilitator of the seminar. So it is coming from right from the top. Ministry of Defense, Indian Army, and then Clause becomes the knowledge partner for this particular event. And it is essentially working on development and comprehensive security as the 2 pillars for this entire seminar. Uh, India's growth relies on a secure environment, with the Indian Army crucial to achieving Viksit Bharat. So I would also like to clarify here that when I'm mentioning Indian Army, it means the entire Indian Armed Forces, which includes the Air Force and the Navy, and anyone who is involved in the business of ensuring security, whether it is internal or external. And as we go along, you will find, in the nature of panelists and the experts who are going to be drawn from various fields, you will find that flavor coming out in this particular seminar. And comprehensive security implies that security not only in the military domain, but security in ecology, security in economy, the entire dime perspective, right? That is the technology, warfare, economy, ecology, everything is being taken care of in this particular seminar. So there is something for everyone. What I want to put across is that there is something for everyone. It is not only that purely military people would be interested in this particular seminar. You would find people dealing with disaster management would be interested in this particular seminar. You will find environmentalists coming, and top of the line environmentalists. We have got the Terry taking part in a big way. We have the NDMA taking part in a big way. We have the US environmental expert Elizabeth. She would be coming all the way from US to China, China to India. What a stopover she's going to have. She's going to start from US, her parent country, go to China, address something on environment, and then come to India and address something. The exchange of ideas which we are going to take through this seminar, both formal and informal during the breaks, I think is something which is worth attending for each and everyone who is in the business of national security and national development. So with that, let's come to the program, the detailed program, how we have laid out this particular seminar. So it is going to be, first of all, held on the 24th and the 25th of October. It is going to be over 2 days. So day one will start with the inaugural session. The chief is going to give a special address, followed by the inaugural address by the Honorable Raksha Mantri, who would basically be setting the stage for India's vision for development and security. Then we have the first session. Actually, we'll be going from top down right up to the bottom. So the first session would be focusing on geopolitical dynamics, and we would have people essentially from international arena. I'll cover the speakers for each of these sessions subsequently, and then we will go down to the economic angle of development and how security gets dovetailed into this economic development and national security, whether it is hard power or soft power. And the day will end with the third session, where we will have the environmental sustainability, because you're seeing this year probably has been the worst as far as climate change is concerned. You would have seen in various magazines, people have covered the kind of changes which have been brought about in the weather pattern, etc., all across the world. Florida is suffering second disaster within a span of 1 month. Similarly, India saw rains which were very very odd time frame. Normally we don't have rains in September, but we are seeing floods in September. So that was the kind of change which is happening, and therefore it becomes a very important aspect, because if you don't tackle this in time, I think our national development will take a backslide. But you will find that there is a contradiction as far as the army is concerned, because army requires its infrastructure for security. So what is the army doing to ensure that it is able to take care of environment as well as its security needs? So that is where you will find a mix of experts from the civil and experts from the army trying to tackle these challenges which are there in front of our journey towards Viksit Bharat. And on day two, the session opens big time. We will go ballistic as far as the first speaker is concerned. We would have Dr. Somnath, Chairman ISRO, coming all the way from down south to give us a peek into space situational awareness, monitoring, and protecting national interest. People are saying space is the new high ground of battle. We would like to add to that it is the new high ground for battle, development, security, all encompassing. It's one technology which is going to be all pervasive in all dimensions, in every aspect of national security and national development. And then that is followed by Ruchira Compose. She was the former permanent representative of India to the United Nations. She'll give a special address, shaping the global agenda, India's multilateral mandate. We are some people are saying that India is now doing juggling, not with just two balls, but I think we are juggling with multiple balls as far as our international diplomacy is concerned. And I think she will give a good flavor. Sitting in the UN, she was privy to various articulations and manipulations which the nations have been doing as part of their UN instrument for international diplomacy is concerned. We'll be looking forward to that. Then we have the session on blurring frontiers, convergence of technology and security. Uh, it is here that we will find that we'll have technology getting discussed in a big way, because Today, people are not saying anything about development in technology in the form of revolution in military affairs, but I'm saying there is a tsunami in military affairs because of technological development. Then you have social cohesion and inclusive growth as the next session being discussed, and this is going to be high powered. This is going to be high powered. We will have the real internal players who are responsible for ensuring social cohesion speaking about it. And we will have the likes of Minakshi Lekhi, Sudhanshu Trivedi, General VK Singh. We will have a former DGP of JNK talking about this particular in this particular session. So it's going to be a very important aspect of security and the linkages with development. And finally, we are, and by we means, the Center for Land Warfare Studies is all about studying war. And so therefore our last session would be shaping the land warfare, reflections for the Indian Army. How should Indian Army now pitch itself as far as the future is concerned in this journey towards Viksit Bharat? So that would end our sessions. In between, of course, we will have those usual uh, ice breaking events such as lunches, high teas, etc., for networking, not nationally but globally. So we would have a lot of global interaction taking place. So therefore, I think it's a seminar, probably one of the largest being conducted this year in the country. After Raisina dialogue, we will have session. I mean, just to give you an idea, session one is being moderated by Palki Sharma, and we will have Lisa Curtis all the way from the US. Then we will have Karas White coming from Israel, and she's a known China expert, having stayed in China for good over 10 to 15 years, and now living in bunkers nowadays. She sends photographs to me, or write-ups to me from her bunker where she is saving herself for coming to this particular seminar, and talking about the implications of the Israel China relations. You would find that China is changing its tone as far as Israel is concerned. There are a lot of statements which are coming, which are not that overtly supporting Iran. So I think everyone changes based on the security situation. And then you have Ambassador Kamal Sibbal, who will be trying to give the Indian perspective in this international geopolitical landscape, which we are going to discuss in this particular session. The next session we have being moderated by Gauri Dwivedi. Gauri Dwivedi, for those who do not know her, she was part of the Economic Times. Now she's working with the NDTV. She's a well-known economic expert, and she herself will be moderating with likes of Shri G. Satish Reddy, former chairman DRDO and scientific advisor to the Raksha Mantri. Then we have Asanga Abhyankar. He's from Sri Lanka, and he's also a well-known economic expert. And of course, Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, he's the member of the Economic Advisory Council for the Prime Minister of India. All bigwigs. You're going to hear these people speaking about economic challenges and how we can overcome or navigate through these economic challenges in the journey towards our national development. Session 3 would be on environmental sustainability. This will be moderated by Dr. Tara Kartha. She is associated with organizations like TERI, and also with Stimson Institutes, etc. Besides, she being one of the clause colleague of mine, she is currently heading the research and academics department of clause. We have Elizabeth Trickard. She's again a US citizen, but she would also be coming all the way from China to India and then going back to the US. Then we have Rishikesh Chauhan. He's from the founder of the Habitat Trust, again dealing with environment and clean energy, etc. And to give the flavor of disasters and how we can manage disasters being created due to climate change, etc., we will have General Syed Atta Hasnan chipping in as far as the NDMA perspective is concerned. In the next day, we start off, as I said, we would be having the special sessions. I'm not shown it here. I'll cover it later. But the session 4 would be comprising of three speakers: Raj Shukla, then we have Eren Ortol, retired fellow Signal Group, again from Israel, and he's a brigadier general. And then we have Dmitry Stefanovich, he's from Russia. So you will have a canvas which is so wide and so different. You have Russia, US, Israel. I think you couldn't have asked for anything better than this for discussions, and the people must make best use of these experts for their during their question answer session. Session 5 is going to be, and sorry, before that, this is the special session in which we have uh, Dr. Somnath speaking, thereafter Ruchira Kamboj, and then Girdhar Armane, who's the Defense Secretary of India, would be talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. So you will find that the flavor is complete as far as even special sessions are concerned. I would like to just inform the audience that we are also looking for one more speaker. Maybe I'm not sure, I'm not promising, but I will only get to know by about 15th or so when we have the next Chanakya Defense Dialogue, I will release that name. If we get the success there, that will make the event even more bigger, even more attractive for people who are interested in these type of seminars. And finally, we have the next session, which would be on the internal security, which is basically social cohesion. We'll have Mr. K. Rajendra. He was the DGP of JNK when the insurgency was, terrorism was at its peak. I would like to share for all of you, he is the only DGP of JNK who never volunteered to go on deputation. Right from his the time he became an IPS officer till the time he retired as a DGP, probably one of the longest serving DGPs, he volunteered to remain in active service in JNK. So that's the kind of experience which he will bring along with him. And with the election now having been just completed, we will have the other speakers like Meenakshi Lekhi giving out the legal framework where people can ask questions related to Article 370 and other aspects. We have General VK Singh giving out the military aspects of internal security, and then of course social cohesion. I'm banking on Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi to fill up our audiences. There may be a slight change. The session 5 may become session 4, and session 4 may become session 5 due to some technical reasons of availability of speakers. But that we will get to know. But the sessions will be held as planned. Only the timings may change. That will be informed to the people. And last session, like I said, it is our bread and butter, the bread and butter of Indian Army, bread and butter of Center for Land Warfare Studies, bread and butter for all those think tanks like Gunnershot, Strive, and Clog, NMF, or for that matter, anyone, Senjor, anyone dealing with the USI, dealing with security, which is about warfare. And in this session, we will have moderation done by a naval officer, Vice Admiral A.B. Singh. He is also a distinguished fellow of CLAWS. And then we have Professor Amit Gupta coming all the way from US Air Force War College. He's professor there and from the US, although an Indian by birth, but otherwise he's a US citizen. And then we have uh, Bogadev. He's coming from Russia, and we have Dr. Patrick Baston. He's from US Army War College. So we will have a flavor of the Indian military expert, and also the US and the Russian security experts. I think if we had the liberty of having one China expert in this session would have become even more attractive, and even more, we would have seen a mini kind of a configuration taking place at this in this particular session. So that will in some end the entire the seminar. Aim basically is to study the geopolitical dynamics, economic development strategies, convergence of technology, or I would say importance of technology in future, and environmental sustainability, coupled with the need for having social cohesion. Because as you all know, and I keep telling, that Kautilya had said long time back, the biggest threat to national security of a country in those days, there was no country as such, but it was states, is internal lack of cohesion abetted by external elements. And what we are seeing unfolding in the form of information warfare or cyber attacks and gray zone, whole lot of gray zone activities, is exactly this, that our internal cohesion is being threatened by abatement from outside or international abatement. And you have had a number of discussion on this particular issue. And the last bit of my slide is on deliverables. So we are looking at partnerships, strategic ones, building on the new ones. If there is any scope, we will try to highlight those. Policy brief on diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, defense integration, defense industry integration roadmap, supply chain resilience framework from the economic discussion, balancing growth with ecological concern, technology and security convergence, social cohesion, as I've already highlighted, and contours of future land warfare in the above dynamics, what we have just highlighted in those top 5 6 points. How will the future of land warfare be globally, and more essentially for India? What are going to be those challenges for India? That would be the culmination of our last session and output of our last session. With that, I think the overall scope of our seminar has been laid out in front of the audience. The seminar is open to everyone. Our website has become live. There is a registration link which is there on the website. Just type Chanakya Defense Dialogue 2024. You will be directed to this website. Register yourself and be there. For the inaugural session, we have a capacity of almost 830 people, which is a huge number. And subsequently, for the other sessions, we have a capacity of 250. But if there are more people, we will be opening up other halls in the Manekshaw Center where you can sit and go through the entire session. So there is no holds bar. All of you are invited to be online, because it will be also beamed directly through YouTube channels of 3 YouTubes. First post, then it will have ADGPI YouTube channel, ADG Stratcom YouTube channel of the Army, and of course Clause YouTube channel. We will try to give link to anyone else with a delay,
How
or
about
any other.
how about gunner shot?
I will try. I will try my best. How we can give the feed to you also should not be a problem. If we give the link to you, you can straight away upload it and it will run there also, sir. So I am sure I will be able to help you on that count. Only thing is that let everybody. The idea is not to restrict. Idea is to share the ideas share the entire seminars proceeding with anyone, everyone who's concerned about national security and national development. So this is, in nutshell, what we are going to see unfold in front of students of 28th and 25th. With that,
Yeah,
I have finished.
uh, yeah. Thanks a lot, General Dushyant. All I'd like to add is that in the run-up to the actual Chanakya Defense Dialogues, we are
We
running
are
a
having
series of webinars.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely
on gunner shot, and this is also going on the
clause.
Class YouTube channel, along with CASA, and which
Correct,
is our virtual think tank. And like for
correct.
example, we already, of course, we were on first was a curtain raiser where the chief and Ms. Palke Sharma had an interaction, which I put out on the gunner shot. And on
Great.
that day, we had a panel discussion on this subject, bridging national security with growth and development, where I was
Yeah.
fortunate enough to be as part of the panel with the vice chief. And then yesterday we had this Israel's fight to the finish. Uh, a little later, we're going to have this new beginning for GNK. That's at 8 o'clock. And
Yes, sir.
I already see General Gautam Murthy on the comment. Thanks a lot. Like what he said, I'll just flash his comment. He says, "Great event planned. Congratulations to you, General Dushyant." So all
Thank
thing goes to you. right?
Thank you, sir.
Uh, and thanks a lot for all this. What I'd like to say again is those of you who want to watch this live, register. He'll make it possible for you. And like he said, in most probability, we will get a live feed of it and put it on Gunner Shot. We can't get a live feed, we'll get a link and put it up a day later, right?
Okay,
So one other thing,
absolutely.
two will happen, and so that you know what's happening. And I would like to tell everyone, please follow the run up events also, and then because all these go into what's the actual thing,
It'll
and you're gonna have yeah,
it'll improve the understanding when they attend the main event. I mean, this entire series
yeah,
which we are conducting on Gunner Shot would actually go into further enhancing and enriching the knowledge base of people who are going to be part of the main events.
yeah. Now the question is, to repeat, can civilians actively participate in clause and contribute towards its objectives and mission? What are the eligibility criteria? Yeah, I think Akash has already given an email to you, as I know. So you might like to take a call on it the way you want, and
Okay.
as per within the
Yeah,
framework.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
As far technically speaking, when clause was established, it was meant to be for the armed forces fraternity to be part of this as members and enrich from whatever research work and studies which the clause was doing. We found that over a period of time, clause had reached a level of ossification. How should I say that word? It was not going beyond a particular level of I would say activity. Since last year, that is since the Chanakya Defense Dialogue 2023 was conducted, there has been a concerted effort to make the clause reach out. Accordingly, we are finding ways and means to involve civilians as well. And initially, it is starting with seminars. It will start off with discussions which are closed door as well as open. Now, closed door discussions, due to some technical reasons, cannot be open to everyone, basically related due to the security consideration. But by and large, if you find that the Indian Army is trying to reach out now, we have already had see three podcasts, two podcasts. The third one is being released of QMG. Regarding Mr. Thandani's request, I got the email, and we are likely to have you, sir, as a member. I am going to have a board of officers, board of governors meeting very soon this month, and I'm going to propose this point that anyone who is got sincere interest in contributing towards national security, warfare studies, etc., should be welcomed. In any case, you can subscribe to our journals. That's no doubt. There's no issue on that. That is being posted on our website, and you can download it through a paywall. But we would also like to have you all as members. Hopefully, you should hear something from us very soon. This particular meeting is going to happen toward the end of October, after the Chanakya Defense Dialogue, and there I am going to project this point during my presentation. Uh, Chances are nobody's going to actually raise any major objections. So it will be welcome step and a good idea and a good suggestion. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, General Dushan, for putting across everything about the Chanakya defense dialogues, because there's, otherwise one doesn't get the clear idea as to what this is all about. Okay. Now, the next thing is, some of you have asked many questions, but this is not the time for questions. This was only a kind of a giving you out the concept of the Chanakya defense dialogues. Come back in other relevant events, and we'll answer all your questions. With this, I'll like to say thank you, and thanks a lot to General Dushyant, and Jai Hind to all of you. We'll meet in precisely 25 minutes when we're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about this, the new beginning for J&K, and we'll just get back. Till then, goodbye, good evening, and Jai Hind for the present.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.